Hi, I'm Fiona Fernandez. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm just doing a quick video today to show you a card I'm just going to quickly assemble here. I've already made the parts for it, so it's a good way to use up things you've already started. And sometimes in my lives I start a project and make different pieces. So I've made this one. I've got a few others that I made as well along the way, and I'm just trying to use them up to make some more cards. So I've got that one. I did this quite a while ago, so they've been sitting in my box to use, and I did use a stamp that was available then, but now it's retired. So it's a retired host set called Natural Textures, and it was that one. I got inspired from walking down the path and seeing some moss, and I thought, oh, I might make something, and played with it a little bit. And I've actually used stamps. So I stamped the base stamp first, and then I coloured the base stamp with some of my marker pens to get some of the colours in there, and then I used a marker pen to mark the stamp again and stamp it, and then put embossing powder on it. So the gold embossing powder then came up like that, and I was really happy with that. But it's been sitting in my box of half done things, so I thought it's time to get that out and make a card. So I've just sort of designed a very simple card. This is the brushed brushed metallic card, which is actually available at the moment in the celebration items. If you spend $90 in the store, you can get that for free. So that's going to go under there, and then I've just got a bit of mossy meadow. So another really handy thing, once you're a demonstrator with Stampin' Up!, you can purchase some products that you can't get as a customer. And this little pack here is a Cardstock Sampler. It's so handy. And it's got all the names of them on there. So if you're not sure what colour to use, you can flip this out and just go through. It's in alphabetical order. So I've worked out I've got the Mossy Meadow, and I've got Soft Suede there as well. But it's just a really handy tool to have hanging on the wall. So I've got that. The sentiment I've used is out of this one, the Charming Sentiments. And these are designed with these dies. So the dies cut them out to look like you've cut around the writing, which I love. Really like that. So it's going to go on there. And the other idea I had was, because this other stamp is not available anymore, you may be able to pick it up secondhand, I'm not sure. But you could use these ones, which are available, and they're $32 each. So the Stuck Stone is a stamp, big one, and it's got lots of, indentation and features you could play with your doing your embossing. And the Timeless Tiles you could also feature on the lines. That's another big one as well. And you could just stamp a section of it and just colour in. So I use markers, which are water-based markers, to do that. And I'll just find my markers. Box the markers out. So the markers come in packets like this, or you can buy them all together as a collection. So I would have used some of these markers. These are the Stampin' Right markers, and you can actually use them on your stamps. They're the same as the stamping ink pads. Don't use the blends. The blends are alcohol based, but the markers are water based. So that's just an idea to use those. And for this one, I was just going to pop it down. So I don't like to use liquid glue on the gold cards, because I've had sometimes it shows through, so I tend not to do that. So on this one, I think we'll just use some, get out my little, this is a silicone sheet, and it's very handy when you're using glues and adhesives, so that you can just use it like this. So you start with it on there. This is the Stampin' Seal, and I start on the mat to get it rolling, and then I roll it down onto the piece, and it doesn't stick to the mat, the glue. I just got off the edge there. I just want to cover that mostly. Quite sticky, that's what we want. Nice and sticky. So you've got the Stamp and Seal, and there's also a Stamp and Seal Plus for a thicker one as well, a stronger bond as well. Just that little bit of extra. This one's okay for this. Move that out of the way. And I just sort of decided to put it about, I think it was about there. I want to overlap that a little bit. And just line it up along the top. So I've cut that to the same size as the card. I think I've got that in the right spot. I want to put that about there. And we'll put that there and that there. That works, yep. Push that down a little bit. So that's turned out rather nice. I can't see any glue behind it, which is what I wanted. On this one, you don't need to worry about that. This one will be all right because it's just the card and it doesn't usually show through the basic cardstock. Don't put too much on, of course, but just a little bit. Put it about there. I'll just sort of look down the line here. Try and get it sitting nicely. I just love this piece. Every time I look at it in my box, I go, oh, I love that. What am I going to use it for? Today's the day. Get it out. So I'm going to put this piece on first. And you can use dimensionals if you want it to pop up a little bit. I'm quite happy with it sitting flat on here at the moment. I'm just going to centre that on there. And then I'm going to bring it down a little bit there. So yeah, I didn't want to pop it up high. See how if you put dimensionals on it, so your dimensionals are these, Stampin' Dimensionals, and they're like a foam double-sided sticky. So they're a little bit thicker. And they're nice to pop things up sometimes on cards, but I'm trying to keep this one really simple and basic and flat. Just remember too that if you're putting more layers on, it could cost you more if you've got to post the cards. I'll just bring that around like that and put that about there. I'm quite happy with that. And I'm not going to do any bling or anything else. I feel we've got enough bling and shine happening here, which is really lovely. Really happy with that card. So there's a simple card for you. And if you want any more information or you need to buy anything, do you like that? If you'd like to buy anything, if you want to add to your stash or learn how to make cards, I do classes online as well with Zoom, and I prepare kits for that. I do Wednesday night lives on Facebook, so you're welcome to watch me there as well. And if you are shopping with me under $250, there's my host code for August. That just builds up onto my workshop, so that at the end of the month, if I've got a few sales on there, I get Stampin' Rewards, and then I can give that back to my customers. So I do give a gift if you spend over $50 with me in my Stampin' Up shop. So this is within Australia, and happy crafting, and I'll catch you next time. Ciao.